What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my brother.
What's up, everybody? This is Derek.
And my sister.
Mars.
What was that?
Yeah, what?
Mars?
Damaris?
Oh, Damaris?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Damaris.
I thought you said Mars. I'm like, I understand we're talking about the Martian this week. Mars.
Really? Okay.
Mars doesn't even start with a D. No.
I know. That's what I was like. What's going on?
Okay.
All right, my sister Damaris, apparently. And this week, as mentioned by Derek, we are talking about The Martian. The movie came out in 2015, right? Yes, 2015, yes. Starring Matt Damon. So, we're going to have to review the stuff out of this movie, apparently. If you guys haven't seen the movie, that is in reference to the movie. But first things first, Dirk, what was the story?
All right, well, the story was about a team of astronauts doing research on Mars. And the movie started out right away with astronaut Dr. Watney getting hit by debris, and they had to leave him on the planet because they couldn't find him. And they thought that, well, his suit is damaged. He's only going to live for about a minute longer. So they couldn't find him. They left him there. They left him on the planet, but how he got his injuries, he lived. And he lived, and he kept continuing on finding ways to grow food, to sustain living, and to also try to find a way to get off the planet. Awesome. And back on Earth, of course, they over here trying to figure it out on how to get to him without him dying anyway, after they told everybody he died.
Okay.
But they were able to save him.
Thank you, Derek.
Great synopsis, Derek.
You're welcome.
All right, now that we know everything that happened in the movie. Woo. All right. What did you like about the movie?
My first?
Sure, Damaris.
I don't know. I mean, like, can I say everything? Because I just felt fantastic, down from the sandstorm to his time, like, by himself in there. I think it was, like, just funny enough, you know, and just serious enough. I don't know. I kind of liked everything about it.
Yeah, you know, it's a movie with no real antagonist, right? I guess the antagonist is Mars itself, right? Because it's dangerous for him to live on. But it's not a movie with like a physical antagonist. Yet it really still grabs your attention. I definitely liked everything about the movie. Yeah, of course Matt Damon's great. You know, it's Matt Damon. Yeah, pretty awesome. Derek, what did you like about the movie? Or will you give us another breakdown?
I'm with Damaris. I like everything about the movie. And I actually went to the theater when the movie came out and saw the movie. And I was impressed with the movie then. It turned out to be a lot better than what I was expecting.
All right. Cool. Was there anything you didn't like? I know, Damaris, you said you liked everything, apparently. So was there anything you didn't like?
No, I don't. I mean, really, I have very little fault with this movie, actually. And I like to pick movies apart, but this is not one of them.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't have anything that I didn't like about it either. Because I was going to mention, sometimes even with movies that you say is good, there's like that slow period in a movie where like you can zone out or what have you. But I'm like, this movie keeps your attention through the whole thing.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. It didn't really have like a slow part where the pacing of the movie slowed down or anything. At least for me, I think you're right about that. It was interesting throughout.
Yeah, especially since it was a longer movie. I mean, the movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but it definitely doesn't feel that long. And like, I mean, when we rewatched it the other day, at the end, I was like, man, forgot like how enjoyable this movie really is. And,
Yeah.
sometimes I watch movies even movies I like, there's like a scene I don't necessarily like, and I feel like in this movie there wasn't one of those.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, spoilers for The Martian. It came out 5 years ago. You saw it. So, the story was captivating. Like I was mentioning before, there's no real antagonist, but we all got the breakdown from Derek. He gets trapped on here. His crew leaves him because there's no way for them to figure out if he's living or not. And it was like a 90% chance that this man was dead, So it was either they leave or, they endanger the rest of their lives. So they had to leave. And it just so happened that he was alive. And from that point on, it was just like intriguing. I don't know if it's because I like science or whatever, but every point in the movie I thought was just really intriguing about how he overcame each step of staying alive. First food, water, staying warm, things like that. That was definitely interesting to me.
I think he made science interesting, which I mean, honestly, I like science. I work in the science field, but it is not always interesting. And I will say the same thing about. I read the book. And usually, books about this where they're going into detail on how he did these things or why something exploded. Usually, you find like you read the Jurassic Park book, and when they get into that long drawing on about how they did the DNA, I'm like, after I read it the first time, I skipped that part because who cares?
Yeah.
So like in this book, it was always interesting to me, even when explaining the technical details about these things. So I think like they just between like the movie and the author who was Andy Weir, like I think they did a good job of taking science and making it more interesting than it really is.
Right. And then obviously everything's not completely realistic, but I feel like they did an excellent job making it seem like it was believable, every little step they took. And I think that's the most important part because it's Hollywood, right? You can't make it super realistic. That would be boring. But
yeah, because we critiqued about the windows on the spaceship.
We did, because they had some huge windows on that spaceship, and I'm like, there is no way. That is too dangerous. It would be a tiny little porthole.
One of the things I looked up, it was like the scientific accuracy of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, a lot of the things they did is certainly possible. Which I think is kind of good because it's like, because even if it's not completely 100%, okay, that wouldn't work. It's like believable enough where you can be like, okay, it doesn't seem too far fetched. And I think sometimes when movies get too far fetched, you get caught up in that never happened. This is dumb.
Right.
Yeah. If it's like just have enough of realism in it, or you can say like it's not entirely impossible for someone to do that, then it's like, all right, cool, I can buy into it.
Right. Yeah, you can definitely. There was no point at this movie, except for the windows, I guess. But no point during this movie where I was like, man, that wouldn't happen.
Right.
That just reminded me, what is it, Apollo 13? That movie with Tom Hanks? Yeah, when they were looking out a window and they saw it, there was just like the little thing looking out a window. That's how it would be.
Yes.
All right. That's all. The windows were horrible. I can't let it go. No. But yeah, it definitely had you rooting. You were rooting for everyone, really, because
Yeah.
no one was really at fault. Now, there were some people at NASA that I'm like, man, y'all could. I mean, you're not wrong in what you're saying, but you could be a little more humane
But
about
I feel
it.
like that's realistic though, because those conversations is what goes on behind the scene when it comes to making important decisions about our welfare that we don't know about.
Right.
Well, it's a government agency, so they're never going to be on the up and up.
Right. That is true. That is true. Yeah. But yeah, I did. It's a feel good movie to watch. If you didn't know, he survives by becoming Iron Man. That's all I'm going to say about that. What did you guys What did you guys think about the acting?
It was good around. I mean, I think when we first started
I
watching it, he had like top tier actors in his movies, and they didn't all have major roles.
Yeah, first of all, everyone's in this movie. Like,
Everyone's in.
why? I don't know. But like, everyone's in this movie. Obviously starring Matt Damon, which, you know, is mostly Matt Damon because he's the one trapped on the desert planet. But I mean, you got people like Donald. Yeah,
What's his name?
Donald Glover? I always get it mixed up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, wait, one of them is older. But yeah.
Danny Glover is older.
Yeah. Donald Glover's in this for like 5 minutes for no reason. You got Jessica Chastain, Chewy Ejiofor.
That guy.
That one guy. Yeah. Kristen Wiig, Michael Pena. It's like Sebastian Stan's in this. It's like, okay, all these people are in this movie. And it's like, why?
I will say this though, guys. I mean, we joked about it when we watched it and said that, you know, you can get a bunch of like no name actors or whatever, but that does affect the movie though.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't have good actors, then everybody will be like, well, this could have been a good movie, but the horrible acting.
I mean, yeah, we're not saying they didn't need, you know, good actors, but I mean, did it have to be Jessica Chastain though?
Right. Apparently Naomi Scott's in this movie. Who does she play? She's Jasmine in Aladdin and the Pink Ranger. Who was she?
Let me look it up.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I was like, was she in this?
Because it's got to be something that we just missed, though.
I mean, that's the thing. They had so many people in this movie, like all of these named people, Benedict Wong, and you're like,
Yeah.
they got anybody to play that part.
And noted Chinese actress Chin Su,
Yeah.
who looks a lot younger than she actually is. She is 43 years old.
Really?
Oh, wow. She looked really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not have guessed that for her.
Yeah, so obviously with a cast like this, that's great acting all around, you know. So, I mean, I guess they really draw you in. I mean, if I can be interested in what NASA's doing, I would say that's a good job. Because, I mean, how many people's interested in what, like, the down-to-earth stuff that NASA's doing? No one.
No one
is.
cares.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
boring. If you've taken calculus, you know it's boring. Yeah, but Damaris, whatever your name is,
Thank you for that.
random movie facts. Did you have some of those?
Yes, let's start with science first. 'Cause is
Science.
awesome.
Everything is possible with the power of science. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So let's start with whether or not could this actually be done. One, radiation on Mars is intense. So I'm assuming that they had some radiation protection in their suits and the hat that they were using, because otherwise the dude would be like glowing green with the amount of radiation he would have been soaking up from that planet. So they didn't mention it, but I don't really call it an oversight. Just why I.
Okay, radiation.
Yes, that would have been an issue for them. Um, then if you were wondering, in the movie, he grows potatoes as a food source to kind of extend because he only had enough food for X amount of days, but he needed to survive for like a year and a half. So, yes, Martian soil will be good for growing crops, and it in fact might be better than the soil on Earth.
Yeah, well, that's probably
No.
because we polluted Earth, but that's fine.
Yes.
Wow, so I can grow potatoes on Mars.
Yes, you can grow potatoes on Mars.
I'm about to make a business, y'all. Martian potatoes.
Okay.
Potatoes are gonna be like $10,000 a bag.
Yeah, because we gotta. It's gonna cost us $2 million to ship them back and forth. But all right, what else you got?
Okay, so in the movie, to water his crops, he had to make water out of literally H2O. So yes, what he did is entirely possible. However, he could have just took the water out of the soil, because the water in Martian soil ranges somewhere between 5 and 60%, depending on what part of the planet he took it from. So he could have just baked the water out instead of blowing himself up.
Yeah, that's true. They did the thing assuming there was like no water in the soil. Basically, is how he calculated it. Did we know there was water on Mars when this movie was made?
I don't know. I did not look that far into it, so who knows?
Because I know that was a big thing, right? They kept trying to figure out if water was on Mars.
The water is on Mars, and he could have used that, but maybe they didn't know yet. I don't know.
Okay.
Then the last one, we talked about this a little bit. Windows. Yes, it is possible to launch a ship from Mars without any windows.
Oh well, yeah, of course, yeah. I believe that. I believe that part.
The atmosphere is a lot. The atmosphere is a lot different than ours.
It's a lot thinner than ours, so yes,
Yeah.
it definitely could have been done.
So yeah, air resistance is a problem on Earth, and it would not be a problem on Mars, apparently. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2 more scientific things. Nothing about the accuracy of the movie, just FYI. Mars has 1/3 the gravity of Earth, which means things are lighter on Mars than they are here. And Martian days are 39 minutes longer than Earth days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 'Cause in the movie, everything is measured in souls. That's like a Mars.
So that's
Slightly longer.
how quickly Mars is spinning.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I
Okay.
didn't think about that. I didn't think about that when I calculated. I was just thinking about the rotation around the Earth, but you also got to count for it's rotating on its own axis as well.
Yeah. Rotation around the sun is the year.
It's the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. That's interesting science facts.
Yes, science.
Woo!
Okay.
I should play like a sound. Science! Yeah! Like a guitar or something. All right, any nitpicks?
Hey, that was just the science facts. I didn't get to the regular facts.
Oh,
We got a bunch of
my bad.
random movie facts.
Random
That's the
movie
science
facts.
part.
All right,
Hey.
random movie facts. Yeah! Okay, go ahead.
Movie is set in the year 2035.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
I don't know why I thought it was set in present day. That's weird.
Why wouldn't it be set in present day, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they set it in the future for whatever thing they made up. We could say that was in the future. They invented it.
Yeah, with the
Okay.
traveling to Mars.
Exactly.
Yeah. That part. I just thought we assumed that,
The second main part of the movie.
Yeah. I just thought we assumed that in this movie universe in the year 2015 or whatever we could travel to Mars. I don't know. Did not think about that at all. Okay. That makes sense. 2035. They never tell you the year though.
No, they don't. But remember, it's based off a book.
Oh, okay, yeah, true.
Okay. Yeah, so it will be meant.
What about the communication times? Was that accurate or just made up based on
They
2035
didn't mention anything
science?
about it, but I was wondering about that, about how accurate the communication time is between NASA and the people in the spaceship and between NASA and him on Mars. Didn't find anything about it, but that was one of my questions. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's a delay, but Then the movie was what, a 30-minute delay for him?
From Earth to Mars was a 30-minute delay, I think. So you had a total of an hour for them both to say something. Yeah.
That seems about right, though. But I'm thinking it might be a little bit long.
Lee, you've been to space. You know how long it takes. Seems about right. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that seems about right. And, you know, what I learned in my classes. What did you get a degree in again?
Whatever.
On out.
Got a degree in finance.
Oh, okay. Last time I checked, that was not science.
I mean, you could at least say communication. Then I might have given you something. All right. All right. Other movie facts.
Okay, Ridley Scott wanted this sandstorm to be realistic, so he used giant fans to kick up dirt and sand on the set, which means the actors really couldn't see and they were getting sand in their helmets.
Ah, that sucks, dude. Hey, I think we really underestimate like the job actors do, because like when you got to stay in a jungle for like 5 days or be in a sandstorm for a movie, that kind of sucks.
As a guy throws sand in your face with a giant fan, yeah, that sucks.
Like, all right,
I think a lot of times they don't even tell them either beforehand.
They'd be like, okay, sandstorm. They'd be like, wait, what? I mean, but I think what I always feel like, I love movies that do practical effects. To me, it just adds much more to the movie.
Yeah.
Than movies that rely so heavily on green screen. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it probably sucked for them, but I appreciate the work Ridley Scott did.
Yeah. Well, I think a mixture of practical effects and CGI generally gives you the best effect in movies. I will always say that. Like, when you do that good mixture of it, it's good. When people go, like, solely CGI, no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need some practical stuff just to bring the realism in. Yeah.
Okay. They grew a real potato farm on the studio lot. They grew about 1,000 potatoes. Was that necessary? It was not.
No. Okay, that's one thing that did not need to be practical. You could have used plastic. I would have been okay with that.
So it was actual real potatoes.
So that plant that was leaning over was really leaning over, and Matt Damon really tried to push it up. I mean, like, it wasn't planned. Mm-hmm. It grew and it started leaning.
Probably, yes. I don't know why they felt that necessary, but never. Grew real potatoes.
Now everyone that watches this movie is going to notice one of the potato plants leaning. Okay. That's cool. Well, I guess he did pull up a potato plant once. I mean, they could have just used one for that scene, but I guess they wanted it to be realistic.
You could have used a fake farm. I don't know what a potato farm looked like.
To be honest, I've never seen the top of a potato.
I had no idea. I was like, oh, they grow green leaves. No idea.
Nope.
No, that's how they grew.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what they did.
All right. And then somehow they make more potatoes. It's a miracle. All right. Other movie facts.
Okay. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, hold on. Let me back up. This is considered one of the most realistic space movies. Neil deGrasse Tyson said it is the most accurate film in regards to astrophysics and how a Mars mission would be handled and would be inhabited. So, hey, I mean, he nitpicks everything. So, if he said it's accurate, good, it's accurate.
He's certainly smarter than I am. So, I'm going to take him at his word there.
He's smarter than a lot of people.
Okay, wow. So this is pretty accurate. Okay, so I'm going to take that as this is how a Mars mission would go. I'm going to go the whole other direction. This is like, nope, this is real. So I guess I have to concede on the windows, huh?
Yes, you have to concede. Well, this is another thing. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I will. I did consult with NASA, so NASA did have some say in things. And one of the also things they said that was probably the unrealistic thing is that everything looks too nice, like their spaceship was too pretty, the NASA facilities are too pretty. You got to remember, this is a government agency. If it goes into space, it ain't got to be pretty. Those 6 people can fit in it. I mean, like, when I finally figured out what the International Space Station looked like, I was disappointed. I was expecting, like, Star Trek, and realize it's
Is it tiny?
in space. It's not a lot of room. Like, you see how, like, on their ship they had, like, a workout area and chairs and tables. Nah, bro.
It looked like an apartment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, like, to be realistic, the logistics of getting workout equipment into space is too much. That's why they don't bring stuff like that.
Oh, so you want to say something that was unrealistic? How everything looked, it's unrealistic.
Well, I will accept that because I'd rather it be pretty.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, nobody wants to live where. I mean, they gotta live there. Wait, how long did they stay on the International Space Station?
Did someone just come back?
Yeah.
Or something days.
Yeah, she just came back. So
Oh, it was a bad time for her to come back. She should have stayed in space.
stay there.
Yeah, I would have been like, Houston, I think I want to continue.
Yeah, right. Is there any way that I could stay?
Yeah. Actually, it's probably not healthy because the lack of gravity. It's not good for her.
Yeah, what it does to your body. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, any other interesting movie facts?
The author of the book is not a scientist, like a software programmer or something. And then
A software
he's a-
programmer?
I guess he really likes science or something.
Okay.
He's not a
Is
scientist.
that why he had like stuff in hex code?
Probably.
Ah.
Probably. All right, now, most unrealistic thing about this movie. Mars do not have windstorms like that. The atmosphere is too thin to create that kind of windstorm. And NASA actually tried to come up with a better, more realistic alternative to the windstorm. But everything they came up with, they felt like this idea sucks. So they said, whatever, it's just a movie, just leave it in. So yes, it's unrealistic. Everyone knew it, but they said it's better for the movie. So
Yeah, I just thought, I'm like, the movie contradicted itself because he was able to launch off of Mars without windows and stuff in the spaceship because the atmosphere was so light. Yet it had a giant sandstorm like you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Wow.
I mean, at least I will give them credit for acknowledging it, and then we just like couldn't come up with nothing better, so we left it in.
Yeah, well, because how else do you say you thought he was dead and you left him? Like,
There's like no other thing, you know. It's like, what other reason could you leave him behind?
it's like he just trips and falls and like, well, he's dead. Let's go.
Right.
Like,
But
yeah.
that was my last fact.
Okay.
And the whole time he was on the planet, there was no other sandstorm.
That's also true.
Yeah, at least in the movie, anyway.
Yeah, and he was on there for what, 2 years?
A year and 7 months.
A year and 7 months. All right. Well then, okay. Any nitpicks on the movie?
I do. It's more of a question for the group.
Oh,
No?
As, yes. So, do you think NASA really would have spent nearly 2 years trying to save him?
if it's made public, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause-
I was going to say no, but publicly, yes. They would have to. They would get so much backlash. if they-
You can live down leaving someone to die, especially like, I mean, I guess not all astronauts, but most astronauts are like military, right? So now you're telling me you're going to leave an American soldier on Mars?
Right. It's not like it's war or something. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think they would do it, but I also feel like parts of it where in the movie where there's like they didn't want to tell the crew in space that you know Whitney was alive, and I feel like NASA, because they did it with the Columbia ship where they knew something was wrong and they didn't tell the astronauts, which by the way Columbia blew up on re-entry. I feel like NASA would also do that not tell everyone the full story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's a question on whether or not the public knows. I would say if the public
And
knows,
the
they spend the money to
will
save.
definitely know.
Yeah.
Social media and all, the public would definitely know dude is still
Oh
alive.
yeah.
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 Yeah. You would never live that down, and you'll never get funding for another mission.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it would be in NASA's interest to go save him.
I think so. And then, I mean, not far-fetched, because, I mean, they spent a lot of time trying to, I mean, granted, Apollo 13 was a few days compared to a year, but I feel like this concept was the same.
Yeah.
It's how do we get them back?
Yeah. So
That
okay.
was my thing, yeah.
All right. I have to take my nitpick back because it was the windows, but now I have to concede. I have to concede the windows.
In these windows.
I have to pick something, right?
Right.
Best quotes.
Obviously. Going to science the mess out of this planet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to science the mess out of this, except for he doesn't say mess.
Right. I do have another one for you if Derek didn't have a quote he also liked.
I was going to say I like the one when he says, "So what do you think he mean? Do he mean like, are you kidding me, or are you kidding me?" I think it's more of the second one. You sure?
That was good.
That was good. That was good.
All right, I got one. It didn't make it into the movie. It's part of the deleted scenes, but it was in the book, and I want you guys' opinion on this. So in the movie, they says, "I wonder what he's thinking about right now."
Mm-hmm.
In the book, so in the deleted scene, it said in the book it says he's thinking, "How come Aquaman can talk to whales? They're mammals. It makes no sense." So, how come Aquaman can talk to whales?
You know what? Well, what's his power? Is it he can just talk to sea life, or he can talk to fish?
Does fish count everything? Because are mammals fishes?
No,
Because
but
if he can
they are sea life, or is he
it
just?
sea life?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, in the Justice League movie that was so horrible, didn't he say he talks to the sea and not the animals?
He can talk to water.
What? How can you talk to
Yeah.
water? That makes no sense.
So he's using the water to communicate to the animals that's in the water.
Do animals communicate with water? I'm confused by this. That doesn't make any sense.
How does that work?
I don't know. I'm going to Google Algo Man now because this just shows how horrible Aquaman is. That's all this
That's
proves.
stupid. All right, hold on.
Aquaman has lots of powers, including the ability to breathe both air and water, super strength, extreme durability, inherent magical affinity. What?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Are they adding stuff?
Whatever.
They adding stuff.
That doesn't even make sense. All right, the very psychic ability stemming from his connection to the life force. Okay. That sentence didn't say anything. The universal energy, which infamously allows him to talk to fish. But they put that in quotations. So,
Right.
so I'm guessing fish is
fish means
sea life.
all right.
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, he has telepathic control of all aquatic life. So I'm guessing if it lives in water, he can control it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, I kind of agree there's a fine line because whales are mammals just because they're in water.
They breathe
you're
air.
Crossing,
They breathe air.
you're crossing a thing, which means if he can talk to mammals, he can talk to people.
Is a frog aquatic life?
Yeah, why not? They spend most of the time in the water. Turtles.
Yeah.
You control turtles, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Is that a quite? See now we're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slippery slope.
Is Michael Phelps aquatic life?
Oh wow.
He just randomly start controlling Michael.
Where's the line at? Where's the line at?
Like, where's the line? See,
Yeah.
he might have been onto something.
Okay. What about crocodiles? Not that serious though, right?
Like, yeah, I mean, like,
That's
what
on the
counts?
same line with turtles and frogs.
Yeah.
What counts as aquatic life? Do you have to spend X amount of time in water for you to be as aquatic? Is that 100% in water?
We need answers, DC.
Hey,
We need answers.
Maybe it's whatever is at an aquarium.
What?
Turtles are in aquariums.
Yeah.
You said turtles are?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Wow.
You ever been to
Then
an
maybe
aquarium?
You've never been to?
So maybe he does. Yeah, so maybe he does control turtles now.
No.
Alligators and crocodiles are also in aquariums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe it's just all life in water.
Oh.
Uh,
I'm just saying, like, how do you draw that line? To
so
aquatic
does
life?
that mean if I go for a swim, then I am life in water, so he could control me?
I think you have to like probably spend like 50% of your time in water or something, right?
I
Okay.
think we thinking more in this than we need to, though.
I think is a justifiable hole in his powers.
Like I said, we need answers, DC. I need answers. All right, if they ever listen to this episode. All right, cool. All right, so obviously we have to rank the movie The Martian. That's what we were talking about originally. So based on our great rankings of what are they called? Best movie ever. I'd pay for that. You can watch while folding clothes. It's pure torture or kill me first. Those are our 5 categories. Out of those, what would you rank it, Derek?
I will say I will pay for that.
Okay.
And I did, actually.
Damaris.
I'm gonna go with best movie ever.
Interesting. Yes. I was on
I
the
was on
fence.
the line. Yep.
Yeah, I was on the line between best movie ever and I pay for that. I'm gonna go with best movie ever just because I really don't have any issues with this movie, you know? So yeah, I'll go with best movie ever. That's wow, we haven't ranked a lot of stuff that high.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. So 3D Rivals official ranking, this is the only ranking that matters ever for movies. Best movie ever, The Martian. Cool. All right, with that, we're going to transition into a little bit of news. First, this is not all completely new news, but Marvel has restructured due to certain events going on in the world right now. So I think Spider-Man movie was the last thing that changed, which redid parts of the movie structure. So, Damaris, you have the timeline. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, okay. The Spider-Man movies has been pushed back. The Far From Home sequel moved from July of 2021 to November of 2021. The sequel to Into the Spider-Verse moved from April of 2022 to October of 2022.
All right.
So, that means the MCU movies also got reshuffled. Doctor Strange, which had already moved once, is moving again from November of 2021 to March of 2022. Black Widow moves from May to November, is taking the Eternals' old spot. Eternals moved to February of 2021. Shang-Chi moves to May of 2021. Black Panther remains on schedule. We'll see if that stays the same. And Captain Marvel is set for July 2022. Then Uncharted actually moved up from October to July of 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can't wait for that movie.
Yeah, I want to see how it turns out.
Sony's going to ruin it, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Oh, it is, Tony.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is Sony.
Their game.
It is their game.
It is. It is. Well, maybe since it's their game, maybe they will do decent.
Okay. Not like they didn't own the rest of these. Yeah.
Break. Yep.
But I mean, the Jumanji movies weren't bad, right? So
No, they weren't.
maybe they'll do okay. That's like the only of the recent Sony movies that weren't bad, not counting Spider-Man movies.
Right.
Okay. That's interesting. Now I wonder, they moved Doctor Strange, so I'm wondering if the Spider-Man movie has a lot to do with Doctor Strange, and that's why they want to move it, or what do you think? Like, you think there's something important happening in there?
I think there's some tidbits because this third Spider-Man movie is going to be huge because Peter Parker's identity got revealed, got accused of murdering Quentin Beck. So I'm thinking that Doctor Strange might hint a little bit because there's always something that connect these movies, even if it's just like a 5-minute piece or something like that.
Right.
It could be something that happens in the Spider-Man movies that affects Doctor Strange and.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think so too. It might be something when they move movies around like that. That's like they really worked hard to keep the order of the movies.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing each movie's really going to kind of tie into the next in some way, shape, or form. Probably, maybe not in a huge way, but maybe there's like an end credit scene they have planned or something like that that will continue the universe. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But with that being said, there was one more thing. Yeah.
Yes. So this Thursday there will be a 30-minute scripted special for Parks and Recs. I don't know how many people watch that show, but it is highly enjoyable. Watch it if you haven't seen it. Where basically it's about Leslie Knope trying to stay connected with all of her friends doing social distancing.
Oh gosh.
I can't say that all of a sudden. Yeah. So I'm sure it will be funny, and since no one can be in the same room together, I'm interested to see how they pull off this episode.
That is, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So you said they were doing this on Zoom?
Yes, I think they use Zoom to film the episodes, yes. So, I'm not sure if I'll remember to watch this on Thursday or not, but I'm interested to see how it is.
I definitely want to see that. I've been watching a lot of Office stuff on YouTube lately. And, you know, Parks and Rec is kind of like the spiritual successor to The Office. And yeah, I'm definitely interested in this because both of those shows are great. And it gave us Chris Pratt. I know he was in a bunch of stuff before this, but come on, who knew who Chris Pratt was before Parks and Rec?
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah.
True.
So, yeah, that's going to be
And
interesting.
he's in a show or movie that just got released on Netflix.
It's Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
it
Chris
is
Hemsworth. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That was the wrong Chris.
Right.
There are a lot of
Wrong
Chris's.
There is.
Yeah. All right, so that's the podcast, and make sure you guys check us out next week where we discuss the Clue movie. That's 1985's The Clue, and here's a little tidbit. Today we're talking about the Clue movie, 1985's Clue. Of course, that is based on the board game made by Milton Bradley.
The story is about progressing into life, and you get to choose your career or college. And
I really like the battle portion of this game, you know, where like you choose different like coordinates and you get to fire at the other players. I think it's really cool. It was interesting how they put this in the movie, though. I don't really get how they incorporated that, but it was awesome.
I did have some random movie facts that actually this film was actually shot live in the same mansion that was used to shoot the Batman film. So Bruce Wayne mansion is the mansion they used for this movie.
Wow, what? That's crazy. Okay, Bruce Wayne's mansion. I didn't even know that. I didn't even notice. So which Batman films? The Dark Knight?
Oh no, 1989 Batman.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Greatest Batman ever. Just speaking of Michael Keaton, he did play Professor Peach in the movie.
I don't know. They were all so good. I just couldn't choose just one.
Okay.
oh, my one favorite quote though is right before the battle scene, you know, and he says to him, Do you believe? You know, so I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool.
That was cool. I like that one scene where Michael Keaton turned right to the camera, right? He turned right to the camera and he was like, I am Iron Man. Dead quote. Like that, best quote ever. It was awesome. So with that being said, we're going to sign off. So thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. If you want to reach out to us, you can always reach out to us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/3D Rivals. Also, you can reach us on Twitter. We're at 3_rivals on Twitter and Gmail. It's 3drivals@gmail.com. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys, and peace out.